So here's an insight a friend of mine had, and I really wanted to share because I thought it was really cool. So starts with reflecting on Mary as the Ark of the New Covenant. So the Ark of the Covenant in the Old Testament, it had the tablets of the law, and it had Moses' staff, and it had a piece of manna. And so Jesus is he dies for the new covenant, and so he is the bread of life, so that fulfills the manna. He gives the new law on the Sermon on the Mount, so the tablets, and then the staff, the priestly and prophetic staff, he has that to the fullest. And so he is the new Moses, the new Adam, all of that. So there's a new ark, because if the old ark carried these things, then Mary, the new ark, is the one who also carries those things. So at this point, I'm like, yeah, I'm with you so far. I'd heard a lot of this before, but also I have a master's in theology, so I've had classes on this. Some of you may have not heard any of it before. So also another piece of evidence for Mary as the new ark is in the book of Revelation. So I'm going to pull it out. All right, here in Revelation, I am in the end of chapter 11. Now, keep in mind when this book was written, there weren't chapters. So I'm going to go straight from end of 11 to the start of 12. And so here we go. So this is 11:19. Then God's temple in heaven was opened, and the ark of his covenant was seen within his temple, and there were flashes of lightning, loud noises, peals of thunder, an earthquake, and heavy hail. And a great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. And then it talks about how she gives birth to the Savior. So that's, the woman is clearly Mary, but since it started with heaven was open, we saw the ark going into Mary, like, okay, Mary is that ark. And then he connected that to when Jesus dies on the cross, the veil in the temple was torn open. And so what the veil in the temple was, so there was the Holy of Holies is the place where the Ark of the Covenant used to be kept. Obviously, it wasn't anymore when after the exile because the Ark was lost. But only the high priest could enter there once a year. And so it was this dividing between the Holy of Holies and everything else. And at Jesus' death, that gets torn in two. And so now we have that direct access to God because Jesus bridges that. So I'm like, okay, I've heard this stuff before. I didn't know how he's going to connect those. It was a very cool connection once he got to it. So his connection point was the ark was always on the holy side. And then the people were on the not holy side because we had not been made holy yet. And so he said, if Mary is the new ark and the ark was always on the holy side of the veil, then that's an argument for Mary being conceived without sin. Because as the new ark, she was always on the holy side. And the rest of us, when the veil was torn in two, that's when we got to be on the holy side. Obviously, it was Jesus' action in either case, whether preventative or, after we'd gotten the disease of sin. I just thought it was a really cool connection. I had never thought about that connection before, so decided to make it a video and share it with you guys.